Welcome back. Well, with summer just about over, let's review the biggest party of the summer, SummerSlam. I'm going to tell you about some of the matches that I liked, some I might skip over, some that I wasn't really that interested in. And I'm going to talk a little bit about what I would like to see going forward, because Night of Champions is a couple weeks away. So for this video, I'll try to keep it short and to the point. So let's start off with Randy Orton and Sheamus. They have good chemistry together. I know some people, oh, this feud is so played out. They have so many matches against each other. They do so much together. They have good chemistry together. What can I say? They have good matches. And the finish was a good finish. You know, there was no outside interference. It was straight to the point. And it was a good, hard-hitting match to start off the pay-per-view. And it was a nice way to start us off. Now, the Tag Team Championship match, I enjoyed this match. I mean, the New Day, really, I liked the New Day when they started because they were, in a way, over the top in a fun way. So, I liked them when they started. I know a lot of people just ragged on me because they're supposed to be the good guys. And so, of course, the IWC just, they're supposed to be good, so we have to hate them. Boo! Boo them! Yeah, a little bunch of more. But as soon as they start acting like villains, they weren't even acting like villains. They were acting like they were before, but just turned up a notch or two, so it becomes purposely annoying. People say, oh, the New Day is great now because they're supposed to be the heels in this. Yay! Oh, I swear, it's like, oh, a bunch of idiots. But the match itself was good. There were some, let's call it, there were botches in the match from the Lucha Dragons, and a couple times like, ooh, I hope they're okay, because I don't like seeing people get injured. You know, I don't like seeing that. And so the primetime players, they had good chemistry with all three teams in the match. They played their strengths and weaknesses. There was a funny moment in the beginning that's like, my brother and I was like, it's about time somebody tried doing that, where they would actually, the two members of the one team would actually try to pin each other so that they would win the match, technically. So it was fun to see that, and I thought it was a very genius move. Of course, it didn't work, but the match itself, I'm not a fan of two guys starting the match and then they can tag anyone in the corners, a fatal four-way match. So why don't you just have the fatal four-way have one member on each team in the match, and they can only tag in their partner? It would make a lot more sense. Not to mention, you'd be able to have a lot more action, and the flow of it would still be going on, and it wouldn't be as many lulls in the action. Of course, at the end, you have to have a couple of team members flying through the ropes like that, and you had the nice little teamwork of some tagging in blind and then just taking the win, and it was a good match. The New Day the New Day, man. Xavier Woods, he's a great mouthpiece. He is the type of old school mouthpiece, kind of like Mouth of the South Jimmy Hart, that you just yell and just say all sorts of nonsense. This would have been fit perfectly back before the IWC tried to ruin wrestling. It would just, the people would hate on him because he's so loud and obnoxious. But it's so good to see him do that, because it's nice to see that sort of thing. So, thumbs up for the New Day. I like Kofi Kingston. He's finally doing something different than what he was before. Big E, I'm a fan of Big E. I like him. I would like to see him, when they do split up the New Day, him be the breakout star and go towards the World Heavyweight title. But for now, it's good to see the three of them in this unit, just progress them forward and build them up for the future. I like it. And Xavier Woods, since he's new to the WWE, you know, it's good to see him in that role. Smart guy, knows how to work the crowd. So, good match. Really enjoyed it. Now, Rusev and Ziggler, on the other hand, I wasn't really into this feud. I'm still kind of not into the feud because it feels more like a Lana and Summer Rae feud. It's like when you go out and you see two women just hating on each other, just screaming and arguing, and then one says, well, my man can kick your man's ass, and this and that, and then they get their boyfriends to come in and fight on their behalf. It's kind of like that. The boyfriends don't want to do it, but they're basically forced to because of their women. That's how it came out across to me. Wasn't really feeling the match, and I don't even remember how it ended. That's how much I'm not into the match. Now, as far as the US and WWE Championship match, I really liked that match. That was one of the best matches on the night. Probably the match of the night, to be honest. John Cena, people hate on him and say he can't wrestle. Here's further proof he can. I'll talk about Cena later. But, Cena exclusively later, I should say. But, his match against Rollins is really good. I mean, Rollins showing the kind of desperation that a fighting champion has, especially when he is the one who is kind of the underdog because Cena beat him earlier. And they also play up the fact that Cena had his nose broken. You see him doing this, covering up more than he does in his usual matches. And they have good chemistry together, and their matches are solid. And I know some people hated the ending, but I liked it. I mean, I like Jon Stewart, and I like his interactions from in the beginning of SummerSlam, and when he talked to Paul Heyman, and then even in his interference in the match, and he gave a reason why on the next night on Raw, which makes sense. He's the kind of guy who doesn't like seeing something prestigious broken. He doesn't like seeing that sort of thing happen, like Ric Flair's record of world titles, or the streak. When the unthinkable happened, Jon Stewart was one of the first ones saying like, "No, this can't be on the Daily Show." So, and when The Undertaker returned, he opened up his show by saying, "Yes, The Undertaker is back to take revenge." Oh yeah, some other stuff happened in the news, but yeah, let's talk about. It was good to see that. But I like Jon Stewart, and even his interference, it was a good way to end the match. I know some people think it was cheap, but I kind of liked it because it's the kind of thing that heels do to win the match. That's the thing. He's the villain. Seth Rollins is the villain. He's supposed to cheat. So, what do you want? Now, on to the tag match with Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper versus Reigns and Ambrose. You know, it was simple tag team psychology, which was one person is taken out and then they come back later after being taken out, and then he makes the save for his team while the other one takes the beating. It's simple tag team psychology, and the dumbasses in the IWC and the crowd decided to crap all over it. Like, Reigns is sleeping. Reigns is sleeping. I say, you morons, it's psychology. Don't you get it? They try to ruin the match, but I kind of liked it. It was what it was supposed to be, and they built up towards the future with the match at Night of Champions. Speaking of Night of Champions, I know I didn't touch on it when I first mentioned the match, but Sting going up against Rollins at Night of Champions, it came out of nowhere, which is good. It was a surprise. Nobody knew that was going to happen, and I think that they will probably have an okay match. I don't know how good it will be in total, in the totality of it all, but I'm kind of looking forward to the match. I may talk about it exclusively in another video later, but I will enjoy seeing Sting wrestle for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship after all these years. Not to mention, Seth Rollins is going to be pulling double duty that night against Cena, and I think Rollins will do well. Cena and him have good matches, so it'll be good to see what happens. What do I think will happen? I'll leave that for another video. Now, on to the Divas match. Good match. I like the Divas division being built. This is what bringing in, Charlotte, Becky, and Sasha, bring them up was to bring more life into the Divas division so that other people can be challenging for the Divas Championship. And I like they had a Beat the Clock challenge with the members of PCB, Paige, Becky, and Charlotte. So it was good to see that. Unfortunately, the matches weren't too long, but I thought that Beat the Clock challenge was good. As for the match at SummerSlam, I like that it was just one member of the team had to get pinned or made to submit, so that the rest of the team was eliminated. That way, you wouldn't have to, I guess, hurt or make a champion look weak like Nikki Bella, or take somebody like Sasha Banks, have them take the pin or be made to submit, so that, and then that would make sure that she doesn't lose any of the shine that she had when she first debuted. I'll talk about the Divas more later, but I enjoyed it. Of course, it had to have the Good Girl team win this one to set up, because you got Night Champions come up, so those three women would have to see who would become #1 contender for the Divas Championship. Now on to our main event, Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker, a rematch from WrestleMania 30 from when the unthinkable happened. Now, of course, I knew it was going to be hard-hitting. You got to see kind of The Undertaker in a way we had not seen, and that was vulnerable. I mean, Brock Lesnar has been built to be a freaking unstoppable monster in the past year since he destroyed, Big Show actually at Royal Rumble in 2014. So I think they should have started that even earlier, maybe if they had done that with Punk, but it was good to see that they were doing that with him, starting at the Royal Rumble. I hated that they did the unthinkable at WrestleMania 30. You know my opinions on that. And then they continued to have him look like an unstoppable monster throughout that entire time. So it was good to see that with The Undertaker trying to overcome it. He took several F5s, and you saw The Undertaker tombstone power drive Brock Lesnar, and Lesnar kick out. But even though I liked the ending of the Rollins-Cena match, I did not like the ending of Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker. I did not. For me, it's a character thing. You do not put it in anyone's head that The Undertaker could have tapped out. Ever. That's not who he is. The Undertaker does not tap out. And to even think about that is just stupid as far as I'm concerned. Not to mention, you had the timekeeper ring the bell without the referee calling for the bell. The only time that happens is during a screw job. So I didn't like how it happened, but I did like Undertaker putting Brock Lesnar in the Hell's Gate, and then Lesnar giving him the finger, saying, "I'd rather pass out than tap out." So that part was cool, but the rest of it, that part I did not like. I did not like that. But what I also liked was afterwards Undertaker looking haggard and exhausted, the old gunfighter as JBL called him, trying to just get out of there while he still can. So they'll probably have a rematch. I would guess it would probably be at Survivor Series. That's where The Undertaker made his debut all those years ago. And it would be a nice way to hopefully end the feud with Lesnar. And I hope that Undertaker walks out victorious. I'm an Undertaker fan. What do you want from me? So that's my thoughts on Survivor Series. I know what the hell's wrong with me? SummerSlam. That was my thoughts on SummerSlam. What did you think about SummerSlam? Did you like it? What was your favorite match of the night? And what do you think is going to happen at Night of Champions? So I have another video coming up soon. And I have actually 2 videos that are going to be Haters Clubs. I have 2 Haters Club videos coming up. And I hope you like it. Until then, bye.